Hello, my dear fellow humans. Today I'm going to talk about cardiovascular risk. Okay. Uh, uh, I was working at the University of Brasilia. My name, my first of all, my name is Ferruccio Bilic. Okay. My qualifications PhD. Uh, Probably PhD is enough, but more the ad is more business and applied economics. And I was at the University of Brasilia, and uh, two doctors came to me with uh, a bunch of questionnaires that they want to assess cardiovascular risk. Okay, they had applied to several hospitals of Brasilia, and they want to evaluate risk, but they were interested only in simple statistics. Okay, uh, therefore I took this data, and one of my students digitized all this data, and I tried to analyze using statistical software, a simpler one, SPSS, Statistical Package for Social Science. But the relation, the simple statistics, mean, standard deviation, things like that, was easy to compute, okay? But I wanted to do a more in-depth analysis. I wanted really to determine the risk as- associated with cardiovascular in the cardiovascular system. Okay, and there was in the questionnaire there was a lot of question information about if the respondent smoke or not, if was the level of glucose, triglycerides, and their height and weight, and a lot of information. And with simple uh, linear regression, the thing didn't work well. Okay, the relation was not good. I plotted the relation; they seemed to be a more uh, exponential relationship. Okay, uh, therefore, then I'll remember that most of my analysis that I did in other situations, even in my PhD dissertation, uh, their relations were not linear, but more sophisticated one. But then I also remember that I use a more uh, appropriate, more sophisticated package, SAS, Statistical Analysis System, SAS. I used this package when I was working in a project studying the interrelationship of highway cost and I saw that the system was a better one. And even when I was working this, we did develop third stage least square estimation that even we submit to the organization that is owner of the SAS, so that they could incorporate this in the system. And also this was in 84, 85, that I was working with cardiovascular risk, okay? And at this moment, I heard that SAS had included another feature that was estimating a lodged function, okay, lodged model. And I knew that lodged was procedure that we could use for analyzing credit risk, okay? Is that, if it's good enough for credit risk, let's see how good can be for cardiovascular risk, okay? And then I applied this SAS system with this new feature, with the lodged model, and then estimated a function. Then a result of that, the risk was a function of 11 variables, where the most important one was smoking, okay? And in this analysis, smoking alone was responsible for 30% of the risk, okay? The second in importance was triglycerides, was responsible for 3% of the risk. Obesity was responsible for 2% of the risk, and things like that, okay? But there were a few combinations that were almost fatal. With this system, I did discover that a very interesting combination that was with women. Women with over 35 years old that smoke and use contraceptive pill. The risk of having a cardiovascular accident was 45%. Okay, almost half of the women in this situation had this high risk. And then consulting with the cardiologist, that were the owner of the data, They said, yes, we are seeing that few beautiful women that fit this description. I'm dying. Uh, and of heart attack, and we didn't know what was the risk. And then the the model predicted that there was a high risk, the highest risk of cardiovascular accident was just women more than 35 years old that smoke and use a contraceptive pill. Okay. Now, how you reduce this risk to this kind of persons? There is not much that you can do with age. Okay. But with smoking, you can stop smoking. But the risk of smoking doesn't go to zero immediately. It decreases the risk exponentially, okay, and goes to zero only after 5 years, okay. Therefore, if you stop smoking today, you get rid of the risk of smoking on your cardiovascular risk only after 5 years. It will decrease with time, but only after 5 years. But a good thing is that if you stop taking contraceptive pills, immediately your risk, this risk goes to zero. Okay? Therefore, that's a choice that you have, my dear women over 35 and that smoke and take pill. Stop taking the pill. It's better to have children than to die and not having them. Okay. Another thing. These results were so good that I even suggested that we publish this in a good journal, like New England Journal of Medicine. But the cardiologists, one was the chief of cardiology in the hospital of the armed force, and the other one was the chief of cardiology in very important hospital that deals with orthopedic problems. But they could not understand the equation. Even I made, for them to use, I made 40 or more graphs showing the relationship, but they couldn't understand how could I decide the risk based on the equation. Okay, it was a pity. It's a pity because they could have received even a Nobel Prize of Medicine with this. If this thing was published as I had discovered. Okay. Why I didn't publish myself alone? Because first, I was not the owner of the data. Second, an overpricing in physiology for me, that's not my field. It's not, will be a few $1,000, $1 million, but did not help much my career. Okay, even though that Francis Crick, even being a physicist, received a Nobel in physiology. Okay, another thing that was interesting is that relationship smoking and the risk of having cardiovascular accidents is not that simple. Okay, although the tobacco have a lot of noxious substance, it's not the worst thing that is in the cigarette. We didn't find out that the worst problem is the paper that wraps the cigarette, the white paper. Okay, let me explain this thing. To produce white paper, what you do? You take wood pulp, and to make it white, use caustic soda to white the wood pulp. After you wash a lot, becomes white paper. But not all the cyanides, especially isocyanates, that result from this whitening of the pulp are washed away. Some of this keeps impregnated in the white paper. And when you smoke a cigarette with white paper, these isocyanates are vaporized and enter your lungs and your mouth and your system. And the problem with isocyanates, they are a catalyst to cholesterol. They make the cholesterol to deposit in on the veins and the arteries. Okay, because they are a catalyst. The cholesterol becomes deposited in the veins. Okay. Therefore, the model of risk, cardiovascular risk, is a better thing would be not be just one equation, but a system of equations where you have the details of smoking, the details of triglycerides, details, everything. Okay. Okay. The only thing that my fellow cardiologists accepted was to publish a paper only with the descriptive statistics. Ridiculous, but only the mean of the average of each thing, okay? But published in a very lousy Brazilian cardiology annals, okay? Uh, I even went a little further. I used this equation and attached to it a expert system, and I presented in a computer science uh, symposium as a software that people uh, could enter this software, well, just a demonstration in the entrance of the convention hall. People wanted to analyze his cardiovascular risk. He could enter the information that he has. Okay, he would enter the information about his height, his weight. For with this information, the system would compute his corporal mass. Okay, was one of the dimensions to the variable that measures obesity or not. Okay, and if he has information about his blood pressure, triglycerides, if he smokes, if he takes pills, whatever. There are a lot of questions. And the one that he didn't have, the system would assume the average of the people. Okay? And in the run, and in the end, we'll run the simulation and give a result to the person based on the information that he gave. And not only this, but give a prescription or advice, okay? Advice type exercise to lose weight or have a diet or keep try to lower your triglycerides and stop taking pills or whatever. There was a lot of suggestion that for each situation the expert system gave a recommendation. Okay, but that's what happened. It's a pity that we didn't publish this model, although it was a very good model, and yeah, it's a loss for humanity. Okay, nobody could use this information because it was not published. Bye. I didn't publish because I didn't own the data and was not allowed to publish. And my fellow colleagues, cardiologists, didn't want to publish something that they couldn't understand. Yeah? See, sometimes humanity lose a lot of opportunities for stupidity. Okay, and that's a little discussion of cardiovascular risk. Okay, whatever. If you need, if you want more information, I may give you. Okay, and thank you for your attention.